Now that summer is officially here, it's a great time to talk about watermelon. Joining us now is Darren Scott, a food scientist here at the Food and Ag Products Center. And Darren, before we talk about the research, the age-old question, how do you pick out the right watermelon at the farmer's market or at the grocery store?
Okay, the method that I've always used is to thump the melon and you'll listen for a nice deep tone, and that lets you know you have a nice watermelon.
So as simple as that?
As simple as that. That's the method I've always used.
Now, you've done some research and studied watermelons. What kind of things have you found?
Okay. About 20% of the annual watermelon crop is left behind in the field as culls. But there's really nothing wrong with the melon necessarily in terms of its wholesomeness. So what can we do in terms of further processed products? So what we would like to find are products that perhaps you don't see a lot of heating involved. So something like maybe a watermelon wine that doesn't necessarily have this very high temperature processing that might do two things. One would leave the lycopene intact, but two would also leave a nice kind of fresh flavor.
Okay, talk a little bit about the lycopene. Is that the red, makes the red color that we see in the fruit?
Exactly. Lycopene is the red pigment that you find in watermelon, but you also find it in other products like tomatoes, persimmons, carrots. But in the U.S. diet, probably the two main sources again would be tomatoes and watermelon.
And there's some definite benefits.
Yes. The research goes, or at least at this point, the belief is that a diet that is high in lycopene may help to prevent certain types of cancers.
But where are we headed in terms of food development with real watermelon?
Okay, when you're dealing with watermelon as an actual ingredient in foods, you have a particular challenge. You know, as you heat the watermelon up, two things. One, lycopene is very sensitive to things like heat, air, and light. And so the lycopene will begin to break down. The second thing is due to again, the watermelon being in the same family as the cucumber. As you heat up the watermelon, you always get a little bit of that green flavor kind of coming through. And so it tastes more and more like cucumber and less like watermelon. And again, that kind of goes back to trying to find products that are suitable, that might not necessarily need as much heating. And one of the things that you'll see now is watermelon juice, which has been sort of this high temperature, short time pasteurization that allows you to sort of maintain those very delicate flavors, but also the color as well.
Okay, so I'll stick with the watermelon juice, sorbet, and wine.
Yes.
Okay, terrific information. Darren, thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see you again soon.